Good. We are recording. Okay. So let's go over like the best practices of advertising on Facebook. It's also relevant to all types of advertising online. Just briefly, it has to be something visual. We talked about the importance of visual elements. It's true for images. It's definitely true for videos online or moving pictures. I might have mentioned before that even if you don't have a full normal video, you can create one that is more like a slideshow, meaning that a series of moving pictures will do most of the effect that a video will do, meaning that by the, both technical wise by Facebook, it's considered as a video type of media. Therefore, it will get the extra advantages of being pushed by Facebook as a video, plus also people notice much better something that is visual, something that moves, or something that attracts their attention. For example, by using also strong colors and also a contrast of colors. If you're playing with colors, right, something blank on a white background sometimes can be quite neutral. If you're using strong colors like yellow, orange, green, by the way, if you don't know, you'll see that a lot of times if you go to the supermarket, in most brands, especially of snacks, they're using packages that are either orange or red. And the reason is that they have basically found out through experiments that the human eyes, we have like a bias towards being attracted. Our eyes are automatically attracted to everything which is orange or red. And anyone knows why it is? Why are we especially attracted to orange and red? Any guess? So it has to do with evolution. So basically, we, our forefathers, when they were living, outside, and they were basically, trying to survive by finding food. Most of the ripe food is either red or orange, right? If you think about it, apples can be red, tomatoes are red, right? Oranges, of course, are orange. That's why it's called orange, right? So a lot of ripe fruits are either red or orange. And there's another deep reason behind it is that, of course, as humans, we want to eat the ripe fruit where our eyes are attracted to it. And when we eat it, we get all the nutrients, especially a lot of sugar, that will keep us strong for the winter. So we can get some fat. Fruits are ripe usually before the winter, so we get our extra sugars and some extra kilograms before the winter, so that we can survive the cold winter where there is no fresh fruits to eat, especially in the more northern hemisphere countries. And this is one of the reasons that until today, a lot of brands, especially snacks and fast food, think about McDonald's, think about Bamba, Bisley, all those kind of snacks. They're using usually strong colors, especially orange and red. Okay, but this is about the visual element. Now, of course, number two, it has to be relevant. And relevant, we talked about it, that it's very hard to target everyone with the same message. So what's relevant for one audience might not be as relevant for another audience, and that is normal, and it should be expected. Therefore, when you are sending out messages on social media, either you have to go try to pinpoint that it should be relevant to your followers, or if you're trying to attract different type of followers, so each post should be focused on a specific type of audience or specific type of subject that is relevant to the type of audience that you're trying to get their attention. So here we go, the importance of relevancy. By the way, Facebook is giving you a score according to the relevancy of your ads to your audience, and it can have an impact not only on your normal organic posts, We talked about the reach of post. Of course, the more relevant, the more visual it is, the more engagement you will get, more shares and likes and comments you will get on your post. Therefore, you'll have a better reach. But this is also true even for paid posts or boosted or advertised posts on Facebook. The relevancy score, there's like a score, a metric that will give you a score between 1 and 10. And the more Facebook will see that people actually take the time to really engage with your ad, the better Facebook will give it a higher score, and therefore it will share it to more viewers, and it will basically sometimes even lower your actual cost of your advertising. If you have to pay to Facebook and Instagram, according to what we discussed about a CPM rate, cost per mille, or cost per 1,000 impressions of an ad, then the rate will be according to, of course, the geolocation of your audience. We talked about USA is prime versus Israel, let's say second or third tier country, and India or Africa is even cheaper than Israel, right? So it's according to geolocation, according to the interests that you choose with your targeting, and also according to the score that you get, how relevant and good is your ad, how it's performing. Number 3, it has to include an enticing or attractive value proposition. You want to try to have an ad or a post where you're offering something of value to your audience. Value can be a lot of different types of value. It can be, of course, a monetary value, where you're offering something worth some money, dollars, right? You can give like a gift, a coupon, a free item, even a draw where they can win something, a prize could be a monetary value, but it can also be like an emotional value. So if you're sharing something which is, we talked about triggering emotions like laughter, comedy, even dramatic emotions, anything that creates an emotion also has a value with it, and people are looking for emotion. That's why they're going also to social media. So it can, of course, help. It has to have, number 4, a clear call to action. So even if you did everything right, at the end, if you don't ask them something, you don't tell them exactly, very clearly what you want them to do, then besides having some nice reach and having maybe some likes, but at the end you have to convert it. You have to turn it into something valuable for you as well. So you have to always think about what you want to get out of the post. It doesn't have to be a sale. You don't want to sell in every post and ask them directly for subscribing or paying or buying something. It can be somewhere in the middle. It can be follow my page, sign up to my mailing list, sign up for a webinar, share with your friends. Even that has value on its own, and it can also be a good idea, a good clear call to action. You also want to try to be clear enough not to ask 2 or 3 things in the same post. So try to focus every post or every ad on one clear call to action, not to have multiple call to actions in the same post. Okay. Now let's go over some Facebook ad formats. So on Facebook, you have different locations where you can post ads. Right now, we're going like a broad overview because the focus is on the marketing aspect about what to post, where to post, and to get like once again the basic understanding. Further down the course, we'll go deeper into each element and everything. So if it's hard to follow along, don't worry. We'll go deeper, and if it's easy and if you already know it, then we'll also get deeper later on, so be patient. Okay, so one format, the first one you can see here is the right column ad. And there you have here an example of where it is. You can see here on the desktop, it's what you see on the right side of your screen, usually when you are viewing Facebook from a computer. And this was the most popular and the #1 spot. The first spot where the Facebook advertised, when they started to advertise, was on this right column. So this was the place to advertise. Until today, it's available. But it is much less popular than it was. And it is also not recommended. So if we're talking about tips and best practices, usually I don't recommend to use the right column at all. You can choose when you're going to launch a campaign, where you want your ad to appear, where meaning Facebook, Instagram, or both, but also where exactly on Facebook and Instagram. We have different placements. One of them is the right column. And usually today I recommend to take it out. You can basically not put an X on it and then it won't be shown there. Why? Why should you put it off? Because today, because of the abundance of ads everywhere and the fact that this was the first place where Facebook has put ads, people already have been completely, I would say, ignorant of it. So they're already so used to seeing ads there that they won't look at it. Their eyes will just skip it. How do we know that? Why do I say that? Because we know, as once again, it's all about measuring, right? In digital marketing, you can, it's called also performance marketing because you can have information, data for everything. So all the conclusions that we are taking are based on facts, on actual data that we gathered from campaigns. So we know that what we call the CTR, expression I also mentioned before in the course, CTR stands for click-through rate. Okay, so if 100 people are served this ad, have an opportunity to see this ad in their feed, how many of those 100 people are going to click on the ad? And it's usually like a low amount anyway, right? But here in this place, it's very, very low. How low? Something like 0.002%. Okay, so very, very low. It used to be higher, but it keeps getting lower and lower. Another thing you have to know is that the Facebook right column is, as it is, it's only available on the desktop. So anyway, it won't be available on a mobile phone. Of course, taking into account that today about 70% are watching Facebook, browsing Facebook on their mobile phone. One of you has to mute yourself because you have an echo. One sec. Okay, I hope you're all muted so we don't have a double voice. So I was saying that, where was I? Yeah, so 70% of users today are browsing Facebook on their mobile phone at least. So it has basically not so much of value, so you can definitely skip it. Just I gave you some history about it and why are we skipping it. Okay, so the main place to be today on Facebook is naturally what's called the news feed. News feed, right? The place that you have on your main screen. If you're on mobile phone, this is, you can see your mobile phone, this is taking up all the space of the screen. So this is the place to be. This is like the best real estate to be if we're talking about location, this is of course where you will be, both on the desktop and the mobile feed. Same here, once again, mobile news feed. Okay, now that we have seen the most classical examples of locations for ads on Facebook, just mentioning two small things before we continue. One is that on Instagram, of course, you also have the Instagram feed in the middle. And Instagram is 95% people are using it on a mobile phone, although you can also browse it on your computer, but most people are using it on the mobile phone. So you have the newsfeed in the middle, similar to Facebook. Of course, you have, the stories. Okay, so Instagram stories are another type, another placement where you can put your ads. And we'll get to stories later on. Also, Facebook today are also enabling stories on Facebook itself. So you can have stories on Instagram, that's where they were born, because because Instagram was bought by Facebook, they saw that stories were such a success, they also decided to try it and implement it also on Facebook as well. So even on Facebook today, you have stories. Even on Messenger today, you have stories, which are also owned by Facebook. Even on WhatsApp today, you have stories, which is also owned by Facebook. So everywhere you have something on Facebook, you have the option to have stories. And now to the main play for today, let's go to some ad examples and let's try to analyze those ads and see why are they good ads. Before we go into that, short option to ask a question. Any question about what I mentioned until now? If you have, you can either raise your hand or you can unmute yourself. Jonathan has a question. Go ahead, Jonathan. Shoot. Just unmute yourself. Or maybe I have to unmute yourself because I muted you. 1 sec. Yeah, go.
Ads, I know to buy ads. I know that Instagram Stories is an option. Is Facebook Stories also one of the options? I know there's a million other things, and they have this other thing called the Audience Network. I'm finding on Facebook that more than 95% is in the feed and in mobile, like very little on desktop these days. But can you buy specific, if I wanted to only buy ads on Facebook Stories, is that possible?
Yes. When you're choosing, we're going to learn like the professional way of setting up ads. So we talked about, I think last time, about boosting ads, and we said that boosting ads are like the amateur way of promoting something on Facebook, and we want to avoid this as much as possible because it's not allowing us to really choose our most advanced and best options. So for best practices, to get the best results, we want to spend our precious advertising dollars in the most intelligent way possible. And the way to do it, once again, is through the whole Facebook ad manager. And there you have a place where you can choose really like one by one all the placement that you want to be or not to be. And Facebook Stories is one of them.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I must have seen it and missed it because I do Instagrams. I'm finding on some posts that I do, like organic posts, like whether it's for my personal stuff or for a client, I'll see 10x views on stories that I will in feed or like on posts, which is interesting. So I'm starting to think about.
Are you talking mostly about Instagram or specifically about Facebook Stories?
Instagram.
Okay. Yeah, so one of the reasons is that when someone is thinking about, once again, let's all get into, once again, I'm trying to get you into the the marketer point of view, right? So if we think about how does it work, the mechanics of it, right? Why are stories getting so many views? Why are they so successful? Well, one of the reasons is that they are basically auto-playing one after the other. Like it's like binging, right? So once you start, you go to Instagram and you click on the story, it will start to go to the next stories one after the other, like automatically, right? Until you get out of it. So this is one of the reasons that you can get a lot of views, both organically and also, of course, paid advertising by using stories. So in a newsfeed, someone has to scroll with their fingers, right, to actually see different stuff. And so they have to be active. With stories, basically, the viewing experience is passive. Once they start, they're into it. And if they want to get out or they want to jump forward and stop seeing your ad or your story, they actually have to be active. They have to skip it. They have to get out of it. So the whole user experience is different. It's the opposite of the newsfeed. So that's also making a big difference.
Okay, so that.
So also because of this, if I take it one step further, so in stories you'll have more views, but sometimes the engagement, the CTR, right, the amount of clicks that you might get, if you make a comparison of the percentage of how many people that saw my ad in newsfeed clicked on it and how many people in the stories clicked on it, sometimes one can be higher than the other. So it all depends once again on your targeting, but the amount of views definitely will be higher on the story, but it doesn't mean that the engagement or the clicks will be higher. Once again, because on the feed, if someone does stop by your ad and decides to watch it, probably has a bigger interest in it, or he already has confirmed his interest, therefore his chances of engaging with it are higher than someone that got it served automatically through his story, even if he didn't choose it per se.
Jeremy, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I did a 30-second, maybe it was 40-second, like kind of short infomercial this morning for my my free workshop that I'm doing. And when I uploaded it, like, you know, to Facebook, obviously I put a link in the description for people to sign up. When I uploaded the video to the Instagram stories, and I hope you're going to do a lot about Instagram because Instagram confuses the daylights out of me. But so I uploaded the video because it's too short to do IGTV. So I did it to stories, but it didn't give me an option to put any text with the video. And or maybe it didn't, I missed it. And so I wanted to try to edit it, and I'm not seeing an option to like edit the post. Is stories like just a video that you can't really do anything with?
No, actually on stories you have editing options,
Okay.
including the option to add text to it. You have the option to add like a hashtag to tag something, like a subject, a hashtag, plus also the option to tag an account or an Instagram account, like your own handle. So you can put like ads and the name of your account. So when someone is watching a story, once again, going back to what I told Jonathan about the user experience, the way that stories are served, because someone sometimes doesn't choose to see your story and they're just served, they see it because they were watching another one story, they're skipping to yours, then if you want them to be able to go to your account or to watch, you know, who is it coming from, then you want to add, for example, a clickable tag that takes them directly from your story to your Instagram account. Now, if you have more than 10,000 followers, or you know, then you have the option also to have the swipe up feature, where you can send them to like a click to an outside of Instagram destination, like to a website. So if you have a big account with a big following, you have the option to have those swipe up features. I'm talking about organic posts where you can send them when they click to another website of your choice.
So
if
when
you have that, then you can do it even if you don't have 10,000 followers.
Okay. Right. When I just went to the story and I clicked on the three dots and it came up with a menu. I see if you can see it here. You can't really see it. And the only options are delete, save video, send to, share as post, tag business partner, copy link, share to, story settings, and promote. None of these give me the option to edit the post.
Let's try maybe either in story settings or in options or something like this. You'll find there, maybe you'll find a little icon somewhere, small icon, like a pencil or something where you can click on it and you have coloring options and all kinds of features. And if you find it complicated with the video, maybe start and practice first with like creating a story from scratch. So make a new story, either make a picture or take like a blank picture of nothing, and then go through all the options and play with all the features. We have many features there, many options to play with stuff, add different types of brushes and colors and all kinds of stuff.
All right, well, I won't take any more of your time, but I'm not figuring this out.
Explain like this through Zoom. Yeah. You know, if I would be now next year, I'll take your phone and show it to you. But try to play with it. You'll find it eventually. If you once again, if it's difficult with the video, start from scratch. Make a new story from scratch on your phone, and it will take you through the process. So there are like 2 or 3 steps to making a story. It'll ask you, do you want to use a picture from your phone, or do you want to make a new picture, right? So even either choose a picture from your phone or make a new picture, and then you can add in the second screen, you can edit it.
Yeah, it didn't give me that option. I'm sure I pressed something in the wrong order or something like that, but okay, I'll try to redo it later. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so back to some ad examples. So number 1 is the video ad. So you can see here, once again, we talked about already a lot of times the advantages of using a video ad. I just want to bring your attention, although you can see here the video itself, But you can see once again that even the first image they see, the preview image of the video, right, is colorful, right, is maybe sometimes even, interesting, right, different than what you would usually expect. You have different colors here, oranges, orange once again is popping up the screen, right? What else? It's, it's showing turn vegetables into healthy, creative, satisfying meals, right? Turn vegetables into noodles and then shop now. So there's not a lot of text. It's quite clear to the point. The focus is on the visual. The focus is on the video. The video should attract the attention and sell itself. And once, if someone likes it, or they will be curious, they will want want more, they will want to have more information about it, they will click on it. This is what they want. They want to catch the attention, right? And then to have them click on the ad. Then you have here a second example of a photo ad, a picture ad, a static picture, right? So what do we have here? We have here an advertisement for a clothing line, fashion line, right? So original coast clothing, stylish new look straight from the coast. Get ready for summer. Styles are great. Prices. Visit our website for more information. So classic type of ad, one picture, some text, that's it. Quite classic, nothing special. However, once again, they chose a picture to try to make the best picture possible. So instead of just putting a picture of like a polo, a shirt, or whatever, or skirt, they took a picture which has scenery. You have once again the yellow-orange light of the sun in the background. Okay, something positive, sun. You have a real person. You only see her from the back, so you could imagine who is it. So everyone can relate to the picture, or everyone can think about a mysterious aspect of the picture. Where was it taken? The goal here, once again, is not selling the product itself. You don't even see the product. You see a hat, and you see the back of a coat or stuff, but you don't really see. The focus is not on the product. The focus is on trying to create some kind of trigger an emotion, sunlight, the weather, a new season coming, getting ready for the summer, and then once again having people click. Another type of ad is a multi-product ad, also known as a carousel ad. Carousel because it's moving around. So you have either switching by itself, or you can go and move between the different slides of these different products. Usually, it is to show different products. So either you can show different products if you're selling different products, or you can show different angles of the same product. Usually, this type of ad is more used for physical products. You will less see it for services, more for people selling physical products. The advantages of it is that, once again, that you can have the option to navigate through it as a user experience. So even if the first item is not the one that is the most attractive to you, you don't need a spoon. Maybe you need something else, another type of kitchen accessory or whatever. So you have the option to individualize and have different, different rounds of trying to get someone's attention for the same price. So it's one ad, but with multiple options to show them different products. Another type of ad is this ad here. You can see here organic foods. You can see Jasper's Market. Come to Jasper's for great organic food at unbeatable prices. And then the call, you can see here the call to action. Basically, if you look well, you see here we have two calls to actions. Now, question for you, what are the two call to action that are here? Two.
I see one is, can you hear me? Because I don't have my headphones.
Yes, yeah, I can hear.
Okay, cool. Like get directions?
Yes. So this is the
And
the
come
button that
to,
clearly call to action. And which is the
come
second one?
to, come to. No?
Come to, yeah, come to is also, yeah, come to, go to. That's why you have the direction. So you want to take them to one point. But also you have here
Put
on the
like.
right corner the like button.
Ah.
The like button is once again the type of ad where you can also basically click and like what, not like the, here if you like it, it's not liking the ad itself. Liking the post of the ad itself is down here, like a traditional post. The like button here is basically liking the page. So when they click here, they will basically like the Jasper's Market page. So you have like one subtle call to action plus the main one, which is of course, go there or go to the market, and you have directions to drive there to the market. Another type of ad is an offer ad. So here you have an example of some kind of like a discount or a coupon. So people here are offering basically a 20% discount. And they're telling you some additional information about this as well. So what you see here, what are the following, the next elements of this ad, okay, that are trying to really entice people, motivate people to take action? What do we have here? Look at the ad. What do we have here? What is the extra information that is given here in this ad that you don't see in the normal picture?
Use in a store.
In store only, yes, that's some extra information. There is more to it. You can see, for example, first of all, you have here another button, share. So you can share the offer with a friend, family that are maybe interested in it. Even if you yourself are not interested, or you are interested, but you want to share it also so that your friends can take advantage of it, you have once again the share button over here. Like you had in the previous one, you had the like button. More than that, what else do we have? Here we have two elements of, let's call it social pressure or FOMO. FOMO, if you're not familiar with this term, FOMO stands for fear of missing out. FOMO. So here we have an element of social pressure, two even. One is that it says 12 people save this offer. So you can see that they are trying to motivate you to go after it because other people are also using it. Sometimes even you'll see, not only it's showing you how many people have already used it, it will show you that how many of your friends have already used it. So you say, oh, if my friends are doing it, you see it a lot with events. You know, 20 of your friends have already confirmed their attendance, that are going to such kind of a Facebook event. So maybe you also want to go, but you don't want to miss out, right? You're curious now. If all your friends are going to some certain place, maybe it's worthwhile to go there as well. So this is one element of a social pressure. The second one is here like a little bit subtle. So I'll give you the answer. It just here under it says expired. So basically where it says expired, if it's not expired, it will basically give you like a limit date or an expiry date. For example, valid until the end of the month or 3 days left. So when you're putting a time limit, you're putting pressure once again on the consumer, on the viewer, that he shouldn't miss out. If he doesn't take advantage of it right now, he might forget it or he might miss out on the opportunity, or maybe there are only 100 coupons and already 90 of those have been used, so there's only 10 coupons left. So there are many ways that you can play with this pressure of fear of missing out, of putting a time-sensitive issue to a post so that people can actually do something with it and don't wait. You want to try to get them out of procrastination. So naturally, they are it's difficult for them. A lot of people are passive, they're waiting, they're not doing things right away. So you want to try to really get them hooked and get them to take action immediately. Because a lot of times you won't get a second chance to get their attention. and you paid for the first time. Okay, let's continue. Just responding to one of you that asked a question about seeing the presentation. Next one. So here you have an event ad. Right? So this is a classic example of an event ad on Facebook. And what do we see here? So we see an image, we see a date, we see who is organizing it. Here's the date of the event, where it is. And once again, if normally you will see it, you will see that how many people have already registered to it, as well as some of your friends, or how many of your friends have already joined it or said they will be joining it. And the reason they do it, once again, is to put the social pressure. Here's another one. Boosted ad. So this is like a classic where you have like a normal post and you want to post it, you want to show it to more people. So in this example, this company was sharing a link. Right? There is nothing much. There's here only a link with a picture on it. So this is not good. It's not recommended. This won't get you very far. So I already said, like, not post as a golden rule. But even if you want to use, it's okay to use a post for an ad. But if you want to do it, don't do it by boosting, by clicking the boost button. But you can use it, an existing post, when you're setting up an ad campaign, and we'll go over, of course, on how to do it for your account. I did already mention beforehand that talking about different kinds of content that you can post on your Facebook page, and which one of them gets you the best reach, that Facebook doesn't like where you're putting links outside of Facebook, outside links, and definitely not where all your posts, the whole content of your post is just a link. There's nothing else. There's no added value to it. So as much as possible, don't do that.
Can I just ask you a quick question about the thumbs up?
Yes.
You showed an advert with thumbs up in the corner, in the right-hand corner, and like on the bottom. The follow button, yeah? You can't just get that on every post on Facebook, or you can?
Correct. You cannot get it on every post. And also, it's only for ads. So this extra option, they won't give it to you for free on your organic post.
Okay, thanks.
By the way, one of the ad options when you have a page is to get more likes to your page. So when you're telling them, I want to get more likes to your page, and of course they will put a post with the like button to your page, and they'll try to get as much new likes to your page. And this will be like the objective that you're telling Facebook to try to get. And then also they will show you like a result. Always the result or the performance metric of the campaign will be according to the objective that you have chosen. So if you chose a campaign objective that says, get me page likes, then Facebook will show you how much did you have to pay to actually get a page like. If you choose a traffic campaign objective, meaning get me traffic to my website, they will show you how much did you have to spend to get one visitor to your website. So always your objective that you choose on your Facebook campaign will also be reflected in the main results metric that Facebook will give you. You always have the option when you go more advanced, and we'll go over it together, when you are reviewing the performance of your ad campaigns, you have the option to look at everything. So you can find all the extra information that Facebook won't show you automatically if you know how and where to look for it. This is very important because, once again, Facebook is always doing what's best for them, not what's best for you. So they are showing you what you like to see and what's best for you, but not, what's best for them, but not always what's the best of your interests. For example, like I mentioned, you're always paying to Facebook on a CPM basis, meaning like, you have a certain rate, let's say $20 or $30 for showing your ad 1,000 times on Facebook. But they will show you, oh, you had to pay 20 cents for a click or a visitor to your website. But you don't know like that you didn't pay actually to Facebook 20 cents per visitor. You pay them, no matter how many visitors there were, you pay them the same amount. Therefore, you are basically controlling only the aspects of choosing the right targeting, the right objective, and the right ad copy. The CPM rates, you don't have as much control over. This is up to Facebook. So therefore, you'll want to find and tune by testing out different objectives, different audiences, and different ad copies.
So if you have like, you ask them to get you likes or traffic towards the website, towards your Facebook page, and they tell you how much each click is going to cost, but then 3,000 people click on it and there are only 200 of them are unique, they charge me for the 3,000?
No, they won't charge you for the 3,000 anyway, because they will always charge you by how many people have had their ad, this ad shown on their feed. What's called like an impression, like a CPM rate, cost per 1,000 impression of your ad. So even if they didn't click on it, even if they didn't even take 1 second to look for it, they just skip through it by scrolling through their newsfeed, you will be charged. Therefore, the amount of attention, the amount of clicks that you can get, or even people stopping for a few seconds on your ad is critical to getting results. So you have like, you need to get them through different gates to actually get them at the end to the result that's where you can get something back in return, where you can monetize your attention. That's why it's so important to choose the right objective, to the right audience, and know what you're doing. It's one of the keys to success. Okay, let's continue. So here, just mentioning this term again, retargeting ad. Retargeting ad, something very, very important when you're talking about digital marketing campaign, is that you should know that, and you already know it because you have seen it 1,000 times, that when you want to order an hotel, let's say after Corona, you want to go to Eilat with your family, you are looking for a hotel in Eilat. Once you have gone to one website to look at the hotel, clicked on one ad, you will see ads popping up everywhere for hotels in Eilat. And why? Because they are basically using retargeting. They are basically hunting. They're going after you. Okay? But they know that you're interested in hotels in Eilat. So both the website where you've been first, let's say you went to Airbnb. So Airbnb will continue to show you ads for Airbnb, even of the specific hotel or room or apartment you were interested in, everywhere you go. Even if you go to CNN.com or to Ynet or to the Wall Street Journal or whatever website you go, you'll see that you have ads popping up. Plus, of course, also the same thing on Facebook and Instagram. So those companies, those brands, and also you as a marketer or advertiser, you will have the option to retarget or remarket to people who have already shown an initial interest in your brand or your product. Once they have had any kind of engagement with your content, and you can choose which one it is. It could be just someone who watched your video on your Facebook post, or everyone who has liked my post, or everyone who is following my page, or everyone who has been to my website in the last 6 months. You can tell Facebook or Google, please go and show my ad to all those people. This is called retargeting or remarketing. And this is very effective. It's also usually cheaper. You'll have to pay less to show your ad to 1,000 of those people who have already shown interest in your brand, simply because there's less demand, or there's less competition for your specific audience. It's like a more unique audience to you. So once it's more unique to you, there's less competition for the same people, then usually you have also a cheaper rate than if you go broad and you try to get a first attention. So if, let's say, the normal first attention rate in the mass consumer, normal people in America would cost you today somewhere around $35 CPM, meaning $35 to show your ad 1,000 times on Facebook or Instagram. Then once someone has already clicked and came to your website the first time, to continue to show them ads on Facebook and Instagram might cost you, instead of $35, sometimes let's say $20, $15. So it can be considerably cheaper the second time. That's why, once again, you really want to use the opportunity the first time when you're paying the most to reach out to them, to get their attention, to really have them engaged, no matter what. Like, try to lure them, to get them, offer them something very attractive, just to have them interact, so that once you have them, you can reuse their data. You can use smarter campaign to go after them and eventually get them converted into a paying customer or lead. Something else you have to know about retargeting and remarketing is that we know, once again, performance metrics have shown, statistics have shown in digital marketing that most consumers don't engage with an ad the first time they see it. And definitely don't buy a product the first time they see an ad. Usually, they will have to have between 7 to sometimes even 20 interactions with your brand, with your advertising or posting, before they buy your product or your service. Of course, the more expensive your product or service is, the more times you'll have to target them and get their trust, get their attention, and get their interest to eventually convert into buyers. So that's, once again, reiterates and confirms the importance of using retargeting and remarketing campaigns to continue to show ads once again and again, so that you eventually get the conversion, the monetary value out of what you spent. So you have to be patient, and you have to expect it will be a long process, and you want to be sure that you're following through till the end. A lot of advertisers, especially in the beginning online, they are expecting quick results the first time someone interacts with them. And if they see that no one bought their product after seeing their ad once or twice, they think that either, usually they think that, no, Facebook advertising is not working, it's junk, it's spam, whatever, it's fraud, and they give up. Or they think that their product is the fault. So they think that, oh, no one is interested in my product, or my product is too expensive. It's too early to tell. You shouldn't go and take such kind of conclusions preemptively and too early. So give it time. Give them time to convert. It's a long process. If you're patient and you understand it takes time and you are following through, then you will see results. Now let's continue with some examples of ads. So I want you to look at this ad here. Maybe you already seen it because it's been showing in the last few minutes in the background when I was talking. K Jewelers. So you have here, it's actually not a video. It's actually some kind of like what's called like a GIF. So GIF, if you're not familiar, it's just a series of automated images one after the other. It looks like a very short movie playing automatically. One of the advantages of GIFs is that they are playing usually automatically. And what can we see here? So here's a good example of storytelling, of getting the attention of the consumer by telling a mini story of a few seconds. It's just a GIF, 3 to 5 seconds, but there is a story here. And it's not like a boring video for another jury. So instead of, once again, taking the real estate to show and put the focus with a zoom on diamond ring, they are just showing a story. There is actually more showing of the dog than of the ring. You don't even see the ring from close. You see the dog and you see those this couple. Okay, but there is a story here. That's what's interesting. You see at the beginning a dog with a jewelry box on his nose. That's something uncommon, something weird. And that's why, once again, this is a good example of an ad that's catchy. So you have like here this intrigue of what's going on here. Plus then you have the continuation of, okay, so what's going to happen? So you see this woman is also surprised of seeing this dog coming by. And then she sees her fiancé or her husband giving her this gift. So once again, the focus is on the story, not on the product. And you can see here once again some bullet points about what's right here with this video. It's visual, it's relevant. We talked about those elements at the beginning of the class. It's valuable, and there's also a solid call to action because they're clicking. You can click one click to like the page. So here they want you to like the page. This is the call to action. Another example. Monday.com. Monday.com is, if you're not familiar with it, it's a software company, or what's called the professional term of SaaS company, SaaS, which stands for software as a service, software as a service, very broad and big category today of companies. And it's a project management tool, as it says here in the headline of the image. And it's also actually a very popular and successful company, which also happens to be an Israeli company. They're an Israeli company based in Tel Aviv, very successful. They raised like a lot of money, so I think they're already close to be like what's called like a unicorn company, so having like a close to $1 billion valuation, give or take. And what do we see here? So we see another type of like a smart ad. Why? Because this ad is targeting very specific types of people. What do we see here? And what are they after? What are they trying to get here? Try to look at the ad and try to find out what are the elements here that they are playing with.
Apple and project manager.
Say again, I couldn't hear well.
Huh?
Could you repeat?
Apple.
Apple.
Apple, yes, like Apple for eating
Yes, true,
and
true.
also
Yes.
for project management.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
so let's see. So obviously, this ad is not for everyone. Most of us maybe we are not the target audience for this product. This is what we can call like a B2B product. It's a business product. It's a business software that is basically intended for startups or business companies that have some kind of teams. They have a certain type of size. It's not like a one-person business. So there's a need for project management software. So obviously they're targeting people who are working at such kind of companies, maybe who are also more the ones that are responsible for choosing those type of softwares in their company. And they're not going after everyone in those type of audiences, but after the ones that probably are using a Mac or Apple computer, Macintosh. And they're doing it by using those elements that are very popular that people who have a Mac will immediately, or Apple product, recognize. You have the Apple colors of the Macintosh, plus you also have an apple over here with a leaf. But they say also Mac. It clearly says Mac, but it's not enough to put Mac in the word, which sometimes might not even be noticed by our eyes that are skipping and then watching many Instagram or Facebook posts one after the other very quickly, but the colors here will catch our attention, or the apple will catch our attention. Plus, if you notice, there's another little game here. They are also using, it's also their logo. Look, their logo, we can see here the logo of Monday.com is the same here. So they are basically integrating elements from Apple and Mac with their own logo. It's like a double game here. They're using the apple by adding to the little green dot that they have here, a little leaf, making it an apple. They are turning the colors of the logo into the apple colors, rainbow colors of apple, right? So they're using both elements. They're using their own logo, plus also the Apple and Mac logo and images, image brand. Plus, of course, if you're familiar with Apple products, usually when Apple is advertising products, they have a black background, a white font. So once again, they're using those visual elements that people who are using Apple products will be very familiar with. So it's another great visual element. Plus, also they are focusing on the fact that they are new generation. People using Apple computer are usually wanting to have the latest product. So the new is something attractive to them. Plus, it's visual. Mac, Apple, they also put the focus on you, but also on the visual. The visual elements in the visual user experience with Macintosh and Apple is also something which is very known at Apple. Therefore, people that are using Apple and Mac have, once again, are more attracted to some kind of that looks good, that is easy to use because it has a very nice visual graphical interface, and that's why also they are putting it also in text, not also in the image, but also they are describing the product in that way to make it attractive for them. Once again, here are the answers to what I mentioned. It's visual, rainbow colors, it's relevant, it's valuable, and it has a clear call to action. Okay, here's another one. So this one is an ad from Amazon, right? Amazon itself is also advertising on Facebook. And what do we have here? Anyone knows what it is? What's the product? Some people are smiling here, so you must know what it is. Who knows what it is?
No, I just read it, a scoop-free litter box. That's really cool. Self-cleaning.
Yeah, so if you didn't recognize, it's like a litter box for cats, right? For pets. So this is the idea here. And once again, here there's a lot of small cues, some visual elements that should be very familiar to some people. Let's try to find them, like a puzzle. Let's try to find all those little visual elements over here. Go ahead.
Well, they put the stars on it, like how many stars it's rated.
Bingo, well done, Eliafa. Yes, stars on it. Not only is it, everyone is always looking for, what other people are thinking about the product and how it's doing and if it's a good product. But here also they are playing with the fact that in the Amazon shopping experience, people are used to seeing those star reviews in the same colors under the product. So this is once again calling under the familiarity of showing them something that they already are familiar with, which makes it easier and more friendlier as a user experience to have them to try to get their attention and get them to take action. So this is one, yes, good. Well,
would the counting down to Black Friday be considered the fear of missing out kind of a thing?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. They're doubling down on that. right? Because they're saying it here. We're counting down, literally. They're using the text to really put it in front of you that time is limited, right? Plus, once again, in the image itself, they use the real estate of the image to also re-emphasize the fact that there's a countdown to Black Friday. Also, if you look at the those two arrows kind of angles here on the top and bottom corners with those colors are basically attracting our eyes to the countdown to Black Friday. So having those two, kind of arrows within the image in colors, it's the whole point of it. The whole reason it's there is once again to catch our attention and to trigger us, to focus us on the main FOMO message, call to action, which is countdown to Black Friday deals. Perfect. What else we have here? We have a very clear call to action, which is also here twice. Double call to action. There's a double fear of missing out element of counting down to Black Friday. And there's a double also element of check out today's deals. It's here in the text and also here in the headline, so like the headline of the ad, headline description. So really trying to maximize all the options that Facebook is giving us, where we can add some information to really try to get it as much as possible across to our audience. Good, thank you, well said. Obviously, I'm stating the obvious here, but this ad will be shown to people who really have cats or who have liked things that are related to cats or pets on Facebook, right? This is the advantages of Facebook, that you can target and choose what you want to target. The more specific your product is, the easier to go after a very specific audience. And this is the whole advantage of Facebook, is that they give you the option to target on an interest or demographic base much more than any other advertising platform, online or offline. That's why they are so popular and so successful in the advertising business. Okay, here's another one. Nature box. So what else? What do we have here? I want you to try to analyze some good elements in this ad. Visual cues, text cues.
Orange, the
Orange,
color you.
yes. Orange, perfect, well said.
Free trial.
Free trial, yeah, call to action, FOMO.
Although I hate the fact that they charge $8 for a free trial, but
yes, but at least they put it here. They're not hiding it, and after you click, when you check out at the last step, you'll see it. Because people find it annoying. So they found out also it's better to be, putting all the important details in the beginning so that there's no miscontent. You're not basically letting people down at the last moment, then you get them angry. And then especially in social media, you're risking getting people annoyed and they will start giving you negative comments or feedback. So especially on social media, you want to try to be cautious and not to trigger any negative emotions from people as much as possible. What else? So we have here orange, strong colors of orange, yes. We have here free trial, focus on it very strongly also in the main image in the round circle of orange to focus our attention on the free product, the gift or the value that we're giving here. What else?
well, the thing is, get smart about it. Like you're like, oh, I want to be smart. Like they're playing to your emotions.
And you are going to snack like they have a link.
They're showing you the product. They're not just talking about it. They're actually showing you the product, the end product. They're showing it to you in a nice way as it is served. They're not showing you the plastic bag or the package. They're showing you, right, in a nice way that you can really eat it immediately, right? Plus, they're also showing you the whole assemble of it, the different ones. Trying to show you, again, something for everyone. No? Everyone likes something else. Some people like nuts, some people like blueberries, some people like apples, dry apples, whatever. So they're trying to show different products, making the best use of the real estate. There is another subtle element here, a visual one. If you find it, like a little puzzle.
Have you liked their page?
Like the page is obvious. Yeah, this is like the call to action. Yeah.
Well, the big no on the bottom called out.
Yes. No, yeah. No is once again to give you some extra information, valuable information that they know that will have a positive impact on their audience, and to try to make them, after they already seen the ad and catch their attention with the orange ad and fruits, to have them, yalla, the last thing that you have to know, oh, no artificial color, sweeteners, flavor, perfect, I'll click on it, right? So trying to answer all the questions and fears that you might have that might basically make you avoid clicking on it. Another small element I wanted to mention here, if you didn't find it yet, is that you have here in the corner, look, you have here the logo in the box. Look, it's the logo. See? So they actually, once again, they used every little square inch of the picture to try to maximize their real estate, to get their brand image across. Here you have the orange, once again, which is also like the color of the circle. Another element which is coming back. So doubling, like we saw in Monday.com, doubling your logo and the colors of it also in the image ad itself. So that next time people already recognize your colors with the product or with your logo. Good. What do we have here? Here we have an ad for wine. Very simple picture ad, very simple, where you have, it's actually a picture from a right column ad, which we talked about in the beginning. And here, they're showing us a collection of wines, right? What is the focus here? So the focus here is get 3 bottles for $19. Club W saves you money on wine. Get a discount on your first order of fine wine. So very simple. There is no trick here. Like classic, standard kind of ad. I wouldn't give it a very high score, but unless you're really tapping into an audience which is already quite relevant and warm, meaning, for example, if you're going after your own page followers and you're already selling wine, you know that people that you're showing your ads to are wine lovers, right? Then you try to maximize the real estate by showing them 5 different or 6 different types of bottles, different color because there are different types of wines, even different types of bottles. If you see the different forms of bottles, different types of wine, different types of stickers, different colors, trying really to maximize the visual elements as much as possible for wine. And the focus here is on the offer. So here, we already know that you like wine, or maybe you're already following our online wine shop. Here it's about, you have a mifta, you have a discount, you have a special offer, 3 bottles for $19. They could tell you, once again, limited amount, until tomorrow, or 5 first orders, whatever. They could add some other time limited or FOMO offer here, but they chose to already make it as simple as it is. Here's another one. This one is for what? Try to find out. Let's see if you know what you recognize. Make it bigger. Okay, so we have here, enjoy 40% off with code 40 for you through Tuesday, February 17. Hashtag President's Day sale. And you can see 40% off mugs, 40% off pet tags, 40% off collage frames. See more at shutterflames.com. So yeah, so here you see it's a carousel type of ad. So you have a series of a few products, a few images, one after the other. You can scroll through them. And they're using as much as possible. So they're showing off different products, for different tastes. They're showing off the discount, 40% off. They're giving us a time limit through February 17th. So it's very clear. They give you everything served as it is, straight to your face. 40% off, time limited, different examples. Every time it repeats, it puts the focus on the discount because this is the attractive part here. The attractive part here is the 40% off. This is like the main special thing here. And also, once again, if you didn't see, college orange color is once again popping up both in the logo and also in the images. So you can see here there's the orange border to the mug, and definitely here orange background to the cat image. Okay, here's another one. It's for a campus dining store. It's like a Macolet that is in or near a college in America. So here it says tailgating, Mizu Market, Hit Street has everything you need, including Subway. Mizu Market, Hit Street and Subway are both open right now. Swing by before, during, or after the game for sandwiches, snacks, drinks, and more.
That's from my alma mater, by the way.
Sorry, what did you say, Jonathan?
That's from my alma mater, the University of Missouri.
Oh, really? You went there?
Yes.
Wow.
My undergrad, yeah.
Small world. Okay, so here they are, once again, they're playing with a few elements that are focused on their target audience, which will, of course, resonate with them. Which are they? There are a few subtle cues here.
Come after the
Let's
game.
find them. The game, yes. Obviously, that's the time factor. So they are probably showing this ad on the day of the have where they have those football game, where it's probably a football game, I guess. So let's say it's on Sunday, Saturday in college, I don't know. So they have showing their ad on the day of the game because they know that students are going to the game or watching the game together, and what they need food and they need drinks. So they are trying to go after that. What else?
The advertisement at Subway, which is, when you see Subway, you know what you're going to get. I mean, it tells you right there the kind of sandwich you're going to get. You know the value proposition. So, I mean, that's a huge element right there. Just the logo.
The logo, familiar brand. You know what you get. Yeah. It's fresh food, not only like groceries.
Yeah.
Right. So if you want something fresh, made for you on the spot, you can go there. So like 2 for the price of one. You don't have to go somewhere else. You can go there and you have everything you need: drinks, ice cream, Subway, whatever you want. You find everything by us, right? What else?
I would say tailgating because it's like a party.
Yeah.
It's like a party, okay. You have also, once again, look at the colors. Everywhere, yellow, yellow, yellow. You have this yellow, of course, the Subway, familiar, of course, but you also have yellow here in the logo of the store itself, the store brand. Plus, of course, the yellow here in probably in the also the football logo of the college, probably also in yellow.
Jeremy, that would be gold, by the way. It's not yellow. It's gold.
Sorry, you're right. Gold. Gold. But they're playing with gold everywhere, you see.
Gold and black.
Gold is repeated. Yeah, gold and black, perfect. Black also in the logo. Gold and black. Good. Plus, of course, because they want you to get there, the call to action, the button is get directions, like get you there.
Yeah.
So try to make it as easy as possible for you to get there. Think about it. If you're watching, if you have the ad on the phone, most people have it on the phone. So when you click on the button, what will happen? You will actually get the direction, like a Waze, right, to get there with a car or by foot. So it's like really trying to get you as close as possible to actually physically getting to the shop. Perfect. Thank you for your participation with that. Okay. We're almost there. Be patient, almost over. Okay, so here we have one for now we're going to Boston. Anyone for Boston here? Boston, Massachusetts. Okay, so this is for a gym club in Boston, Boston Sports Club. Okay, so here we have, surprise, surprise, once again, those strong colors. See, they keep popping up everywhere. Orange and red everywhere. join today for only $5 and get the rest of the year free. Once again, double message both in the image, same text, and also in text itself. Exclusivity, hurry, offer ends. So once again, you have here the emphasis on the FOMO, time limited offer, orange color, $5, cheap element, special offer, free, clear also call to action, sign up. And we talked about it. Facebook will show you sometimes that your friends already have liked this page. So here, once again, you have another element of social pressure. Once you see that some friends of yours are already liking or going to the same gym club, your chances of also trying it out are higher. So, social pressure. Another GIF example, moving image, this time for a shoe brand. So here they are using, or it's actually a movie, sorry, a little bit here, blue bar. But what you see here is a white background, focusing really, it's actually helping us here, the white background, really focusing here on the element, which is weird here, like moving feet, moving shoes. You don't see the whole person, you don't see just shoes. You see someone wearing shoes and moving his feet. So this is like subtle, funny, intriguing, different than what you would see normally on your feed. That's why it's catching your attention. Real focus here, simple, plain and simple on the shoes. Not added text to the video, just the shoes itself. Everything is gray like the shoe. And the focus is on what? The text is on the focusing on the comfort. The focus here is on the way it is comfortable. That's why you see someone wearing them without socks, probably, and also moving his feet in a comfortable way. So you can see here focusing on comfort, machine washable, for when life gets dirty, or when you're putting on shoes without socks for too much time. So it is washable, so don't worry about bad smells. Also elements here are free shipping and free returns. So really trying to get you like beyond any kind of doubt that you might have, any kind of excuses to not do it. No excuse, free shipping and free returns. You have nothing, no risk here basically, risk-free, okay? So there's no reason not to try. Classic social pressure or social intrigue ad of the New York Times. Here they are advertising one of their articles. So they want you to click and go read the article. They're using a preview image for the article that already, once again, has colors, has some cartoon-like element, which is maybe interesting, definitely more interesting than just an image of a, like a graph or like a boring location. So we have cartoons and colors, more interesting. And you have here the social element of all your 50 friends that already have liked the New York Times. So probably also they will show this ad to someone who is relevant to this article. So here it's about people in their 20s, probably they are targeting people in their 20s. Of course, don't forget also that Facebook has the advantage of also showing you what you see here in the bottom, that all the reaction that people have to it. So if you see on your feed something popping up that 50 of your friends are already following the New York Times, plus it's intriguing and relevant to you, plus you see that they have 5,000 reactions, including people that are angry or disappointed, people that love it, and 590 comments and 1,200 shares, it's really like, oh, I don't want to miss out on that. Who knows what I'm going to miss here, and everyone is going to talk about. So I will have a lot of pressure to click and go after it. And here's another one for a music festival, but an event ad. They're actually selling tickets here for a summer music festival. Here's once again, time is running out. Focus on the time is running out. Who's going to perform? And focus also on the beach, not in a venue, on the beach itself. Fun. You have a picture of the beach itself. You have a picture probably of last year events, full of people, looks fun, nice weather. It gives you like a way of once again, triggering emotions of like, not only don't miss out, and time is running out, but also looks like fun. People had fun last time. Maybe I want to go back if I already was there last year. Hashtag beaching. And once again, social pressure, all the people that have already reacted to it, and a straightforward click to action with a buy button. Okay, so what do we do with all of that? So I will send you now in the WhatsApp group a link to homework. Homework is going to be basically you get a template for a Google document. It's like a social media marketing strategy template. And what I want you to do, you see there in this template, there will be like some questions, like a simple form. You will go to this template on your computer, preferably, and then you can go to file and copy, download the copy, or make a copy of the document so that everyone can have its own copy. So it will be something that you can copy. Then you can start editing the template, just answering some questions about your own brand, like like who are you trying to target, what are the values or messages that you're trying to broadcast to your audience. You'll see a few problems, very simple. If you get stuck, don't worry, we'll go over it together next time. But I want you to try to fill up this template with your own relevant to you answers. If you don't have your own, do it for your client, or find a friend, or your next startup idea that you would like to go after. Try to fill it up to the best of your ability, and then the next time we'll start talking about how you can translate it for yourself, go after your own strategy, and work on that together. So, thank you all for joining today. Have a good evening, and get ready. We are all launched. There are no hugging anymore, meaning that the next lesson is not next week, it's this week. So we're going to see each other on Wednesday. So you don't have much time, no time for procrastination. You have the FOMO, you have time pressure. Let's go after it, let's do it, and have all a good evening. All the best, and take care.
Toda rabah, Jeremy.
Bye.
Bye-bye.